World Rivers, Part 11. A spring bubbling out of the ground can also be the headwaters of a river. The source of Danube River is a spring in the Black Forest of Germany. From its source, a river flows downhill as a small stream. Precipitation and groundwater add to the river's flow. It is also fed by other streams called tributaries. For instance, the Amazon River receives waters from more than 1,000 tributaries. Together, a river and its tributaries make up a river system. A river system is also called a drainage basin or a watershed. A river's watershed includes the river, all its tributaries, and any groundwater sources in the area. The end of a river is its mouth. Here, the river empties into another body of water, a larger river, a lake, or the ocean. Many of the largest rivers empty into the oceans. The flowing water of a river has great power to carve and shape the landscape. Many landforms, like the Grand Canyon in the US state of Arizona, were sculpted by the rivers over time. This process is called weathering or erosion. The energy of flowing river water comes from the force of gravity, which pulls the water downward. The steeper the slope of a river, the faster the river moves and more energy it has. The movement of water in a river is called a current, as same true to the sea current. The current is usually strongest near the river source. Storms can also increase the current. A swift current can move even large boulders. These break apart, and the pieces that are carried in the moving water scrape and dig into the river bottom or bed. Little by little, a river tears away rock. A river tears away rocks and soil along its bed and carries them downstream. The river carves a narrow V shaped valley. Rapids and waterfalls are common to rivers, particularly near their sources. Eventually, the river flows to the lower land as the slope of its course flattens and the river cuts less deeply into its bed. Instead, it begins to wind from one side to another and from side to side in looping bends called meanders. This action widens the river valley. At the same time, the river begins to leave behind some of the rocks and sand and other solid material that it collected upstream. This material is called sediments. Once the sediment is deposited, it is called alluvium. Alluvium may contain a great deal of eroded topsoil from the upstream and from the banks of its meanders. Because of this, a river deposits very fertile soil on its floodplain. A floodplain is the area next to the river that is subject to flooding. The deepest part of a riverbed is called a channel. A channel is usually located in the middle of a river. Here, the current is often strong. In large rivers, the ships travel in channels. Engineers may dredge or dig deeper channels so more water can flow through the river, or the river can transport larger ships. Near the end of its journey, the river slows and may appear to move sluggishly. It has less energy to cut into the land and can no longer carry heavy loads of sediments. Where the river meets the ocean or a lake, it may deposit so much sediment that new land, a delta, is formed. Not all rivers have deltas. The Amazon does not have a true delta.